ooh wee, ooh wee, clocks and stuff and phone booths, you. All right, there you go. That was the London Men's Choir. Thanks, guys. Yeah, exit to the gift shop. All right. Hello, welcome to Something to Talk About. And this is a Pokemon topic. I can't talk. This is my Doctor Who Pokemon topic for the 60th anniversary. And I know what you're thinking. Taco, you didn't know anything about Doctor Who. You're right. You also might notice that I'm wearing headphones. I normally don't when I do solo shows, because why do I need to wear headphones when I'm not talking to anybody? Because I'm talking to somebody today. We have the creator himself, the host of the greatest show in the galaxy. We have the Doctor Who maestro. We have 50 Shades of Geek. How are you doing?
Thanks a lot to the Manhattan State Organ. I don't know.
Oregon? Manhattan State Oregon.
I got my America stuff mixed up. How are you doing?
I like the idea of like an organ, like somebody's inside somebody's body, but it's like the Manhattan State organ. Like, hey guys,
yeah, Manhattan State Oregon.
I'm just the representative of the Manhattan State.
This is why you do this and not me.
It's okay. All improv is created equal. It's all equally fine, right? It's no, but all right. Let's get into it. So we have a lot. So I tasked 50 here a couple months ago to write me up. Do you want to call it every creatures, every alien, every, not even every, because there's a lot. What would you call this list? What is this a list of?
Yeah, if we did every something,
yeah, we'd be here forever.
We'd be here for 9 hours. So when you asked me about this, the first thing that came to my mind is not every character, creature, or something in Doctor Who fits the mold of what you're doing here. So I just handpicked a couple of stuff. Some companions, some creatures, some baddies from all over. I went from the books, from the TV show, the classic, the modern, the comics, audio.
Yeah, all over.
That's what I do on my show. I want to be as inclusive as possible with the Doctor Who material that I talk about. So let's just call it 59 Doctor Who creatures, Pokemon type, or just Doctor Who Pokemon types.
That's what I named it. I named it every Doctor Who Pokemon type. Like, I didn't specify to save myself a little. So I tasked him with a couple, and I believe my memory might be a little fuzzy, but I believe it went from you going like, I think I got like 20. And I'm like, that's a perfect amount. And then you're like, so here's 59. Like, wait, what happened?
Okay, so I made it about 30. I was reaching 40, and then I said to myself, this is the 59th anniversary of the franchise.
Yeah.
59 years ago from the day.
So you went to 59.
This goes live. I figured, why not just go ahead and go for broke and do 59.
I thought it was 60.
It's
We're
60
calling
next
this.
year.
Oh,
next
well,
year.
I got to change the thumbnail. All right.
Okay, that's fine.
It's the 60th anniversary in the thumbnail.
Yeah, the 60th is next year. But here's
All
the
right.
thing.
59.
I decided on 59 eventually, and I had no idea how terrible of a mistake that was, because
a lot.
After the 40th one, I was really scraping the bottom of the barrel. So
Yeah.
what you're going to see with this list is a weird mix of creatures and characters that range from the easily recognizable to holy shit, what is that? Is that even a Doctor Who thing? So
okay.
That's what I came up with.
Let's get into it. What we do here is we got 59 different creatures from Doctor Who universe, and we'll be showing their Pokemon types and signature moves. 50 wrote all of this. I put the cards together. That's all I did. So all the moves, all him, all the types, all him. That's why you're going to see Z moves, which I never do.
In my defense,
you don't have a defense. I said don't. You don't have.
But in my defense, I specifically gave Z moves and Max moves exclusively to the ultra powerful.
Yeah, to the really powerful.
Deities.
I noticed. And
I also, since we're referencing both Doctor Who and Pokemon here, there's a character here I gave 6 moves, which is a reference to an episode in the anime where Ash's Snorlax
Has
had
6 moves.
6 moves in the same battle for some stupid reason.
Yes.
So I managed to reference both at the same time.
All right, let's get moving. And here we go. I got a title card. Doctor Who, Pokemon types, and signature moves.
That's a great picture, by the way.
Thank
love
you.
this picture.
I thought you would like it. I wrote all Doctors, and then I got a picture where I was like, nah, I'm not doing that one. And then I'm like, oh, all right, all the modern ones. That's fine. I didn't need a picture
of modern ones.
Yeah, I didn't need a picture of 100 old British people.
And one woman.
And one woman. All right, let's get into it. So these are alphabetized, and that starts with Absalom Dark. Is that how you say his name? Do you just want to say their names?
Absalom Doc.
Doc.
Not
Okay.
Doc. It's Doc.
Daak. All right.
Yeah.
So we got Dark Fighting, Gear Grind, which is also what I call chainsaws. So good on you. Brutal Swing, Slash, and Payback.
Yep. He's a mercenary with a death wish. And his nickname is the Dalek Killer.
Oh.
And he's looking for payback because if you look behind him, the Daleks sort of killed a princess he just fell in love with 5 minutes ago. And now he's dedicated his life for killing all the Daleks in the universe.
So they gave him the Dr. Freeze backstory.
Yeah, that's basically that's Dr.
Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
The Dr. Freeze.
Can go either way. And by the way, that's a chain sword, which is the coolest thing ever.
All right.
Gear Grind is the closest thing I could find, and he swings it brutally with slashes. It makes perfect sense, I think.
I use Gear Grind for both Leatherface and Ash from Evil Dead. So yeah, no, it's perfectly. It's my chainsaw move. All right, moving on. We got. I can't read the Doctor Who font. I thought you would love that I found the Doctor Who font, and after I switched it, I'm like, I can't read the Doctor Who font.
Yeah,
Are those
I see what you
C's?
mean. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I know what these characters are actually called.
Yes, exactly. That's why I wasn't worried about it. It's Akador?
Agador. Yeah, that font is terrible. I see what you mean.
It's Doctor Who, man. What am I supposed to do? I wanted to make you happy. All right.
I accept it.
So these guys are ugly. So type normal, slash, you got one dark move with bite, howl, and roar. I feel like this is the centric or the Rattata of this world, right? You always need that one normal Pokemon that rocks, howl or roar and bite and scratch, and that's it.
Well,
maybe get Hyper Fang later.
Well, it shows what you know. It was worshipped as a deity on its home world. So,
oh my god!
Yeah, but I mean, at its heart, it's just a big lumbering beast that the Doctor managed to soothe with Venusian lullabies. But yeah, it scratches, it bites, it howls and roars. I mean, it makes sense.
I like its unicorn horn. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure there's an area where people worship Rattata. That's out there.
Hey, according to youngster Joey, his Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata, whatever the hell that means. So
level 5 too. All right, this guy is great. The lone Cyberman. What was his name? Ashad.
Close enough.
All right, I did good. One of many still types, or was Doc? No, he wasn't.
No, he just got a steel type move.
There's a lot of still types going on. So we got normal, steel, metal claw, light screen, explosion, minimize. This guy has a hell of a moveset.
Yeah. The thing, if he was a full-on converted Cyberman, he would have just been straight steel. But you can see he's a half-converted Cyberman with bits and pieces, all rusty and a mishmash of different Cybermen. So he's normal steel. He's got metal claw because that's the closest thing I could find to an Iron Fist, which isn't a move, it's an ability. He's got light screen because when he finally shows up, he's this mesmerizing. He's covered in this weird force of light that blinds everybody. So light screen. Explosion is because he has a weapon of mass destruction called a death particle in his chest, which kills all organic life. And minimize is a joke because the master kills him by shrinking him down a size.
Nice. All right.
A weapon called tissue compression eliminator, which kills you by shrinking you down to an action figure size. So that's
minimize. I get it. I could have suggested if you're looking for like an Iron Fist move, Heavy Slam, which is steel.
Yeah, but I was looking for more of a punch. Than
Okay. All right.
because the Heavy Slam, the move itself is just the user jumps and lands on you.
Oh,
And the
okay.
heavier the move the user is than the target, the more damage it does. So,
Yeah, I read the descriptions of moves.
I'm just explaining why I didn't go for that specific one.
Here's a Darth Maul knockoff. Sorry. It's like, look, everybody, it's the poor man's Maul. How do you say this name?
Banakafalata.
Bonafak. I can't even do it. Bonafakalata.
Banakafalata.
There's a couple bad words in there that you do a lot of.
That's not me. That's Russell T. Davies. Blame him.
That was probably just my pronunciation. Yet another steal, another normal steal back to back. We got electric terrain, self-destruct, and baton pass. That's a very interesting moveset.
Yeah, so he's a Zachi, but he's also a cyborg, hence the steel type. And in the episode itself, they were attacked by these robot angels, and they took him out. He took them out by just sending a big EMP shockwave that shorted them out. But the power was too great on his systems, so he just killed him. So that's why I gave him electric terrain and self-destruct, sort of a combination. That's basically what he did. And Baton Pass, after he died, they took the transmitter, the EMP transmitter from his chest and used it as a chargeable weapon. And it was also shaped like a baton. So
very clever, very clever.
I went really, really, really clever on all of these.
There's a couple here where I'm like, God, I wish that was a Pokemon because the moveset is like so good. I'm like, I would run that Pokemon. Beep the Meep. I can read that.
Yeah, look at that. Our first comic book one.
Yeah, that's great.
Actually, no, sorry, my bad. Absalom Duck was our first comic book one. Sorry, my bad. I'm a bad Doctor Who fan.
Very dark. Charm, Sucker Punch, Foul Play, Rough Play. This totally feels like an actual Pokemon, like a Gen 6 or Gen 7. I could so see a Dark Fairy with this exact moveset. Yeah. Play rough, foul play. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy lulls you into a false sense of security with his charm, and then he sucker punches you with a foul play because he likes to play rough.
Yeah, that's good. I like him.
Basically, just imagine a mix of a Puss in Boots from Shrek, where he lulls you in with his cuteness and his big sad eyes, and secretly underneath, he's a massive space Hitler.
Wow.
In the sky. Yeah, he's literally a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Wow. I kind of get, not just because he's round and fairy type, but I do kind of get Jigglypuff vibes with like the like lulling you down and then getting mad and attacking you, but like to like an nth degree.
Yeah, it's like that one Togepi from the anime that lulls everybody with how cute it is, and then it just steals their food and uses Fire Blast on all of them. And by the way, Togepi can learn Fire Blast. Look it up.
Oh, I know. Togepi can learn a lot. As a Nuzlocke guy, I will never use Togepi, mostly because in Gen 4, you can't get a shiny stone forever, so you never can get a Togekiss. But also because Metronome, you can't use in a Nuzlocke, because next thing you know, it's going to use self-destructor explosion. You don't know, and then he's dead. So, all right, let's get into this. What's going on here?
Do you want to try to pronounce her name?
Blonfelfroch Presamir Days.
You actually almost nailed it, except for the final word. It's Blonfelfroch Pasamir Day Slitheen.
Okay.
She's currently wearing human form, but in reality, she's this big, huge lizard thing with sharp claws that wears actual human skin as a disguise.
I was wondering because this didn't look poison dark to me with poison sting and poison gas. By the way, I'm just going to say this teleport and nasty plot. Like it wasn't like this looks like the evil principal from Matilda, not like some poison dark monster, you know?
Well, I mean, she's the worst kind of villain, a politician.
Oh, okay. I understand poison and dark now.
No, but seriously, first of all, number one question is why is teleport dark?
Mind your business, because we make mistakes here. That's something to talk about. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All seriousness, she's a Slitheen, and if people think that Slitheen are not poisonous, I don't know what the hell they're smoking, because we literally see in the episode she tries to kill the Doctor by shooting a poison dart from her finger and using poison gas from her lungs. There's poison gas and poison sting straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Yes, if you actually read up on the Slitheen, they're really, really poisonous. And also, they're a family of intergalactic criminals. They're nicknamed the Scourge of the Galaxy, hence Nasty Plot. She's always scheming and conniving and thinking of a way to get her next kill. And teleport was mainly because he used one in the episode to get away from the Doctor, and then the Doctor used the sonic screwdriver to reverse it and send her back to him. So then she teleported again to run away. He used it again. He teleported her back, and then she teleported again. It was a really funny scene. So I felt like teleport was a
really dark teleporting.
Yeah. I also wanted to give her a dragon claw because of the massive sharp claws that she has, but I felt teleport was funnier, so I put it on.
Yeah, no, I like it because it references that scene. All right, let's move on. This is only 7 out of a lot. So, Blowfish. We got Water Dark. God, I love prosthetic fish faces. That's like a big thing for me. We got Water Dark. Moves are Thief, Snipe Shot, Nuzzle, which I had to look up, and Curse. I know what you're gonna say before you say it. Or at least what I thought you were gonna say. Curse isn't ghost type when a non-ghost type's using it. But no, I guess that's only up to Gen 4. They ended up changing that.
Yeah, right? It was question mark before that. Then
I'm rocking a Slowpoke and a Nuzlocke right now, and his curse type is question mark. So I almost made it that, but then I saw that that's not a thing in modern Pokemon.
That's not a thing anymore.
Oh, so yeah, that's why I kept it ghost. All right. You got a couple words on good old Blowfish here before we move on?
Well, Blowfish is the name of the species, more specifically, and they're a species of just land-based fish people that are really, really rude, and they like to steal things like cars and weapons. That's why Thief, Snipe Shot, because he likes to shoot people, Nuzzle, because he's got these tendrils on the back of his head that paralyze you when they touch you, which is literally what Nuzzle does. And Curse, because he likes to swear a lot.
Oh, it's that kind of curse.
Yeah, their species are very prone to profanities. So Curse.
Wow. So you're saying I would probably have Curse?
I mean, depends on how you use it.
Oh, all right. Okay. Makes sense. I like it. And I also like he's well dressed. I like his vest.
Yeah, I probably stole that too. But I mean, he was in Victorian England, so, you know.
Yeah, when in Rome, or when in Victorian England.
When in Victorian England, dressed like a Victorian
English. Let's get to one of the characters I hear the most about, even though I've never really watched Doctor Who, but I hear a lot about this guy. Go to Captain Jack Harkness. You have brought him up many a time. This is what I do. You gave him fighting type with no fighting moves. I'm sure you'll explain. Charm, Attract, Draining Kiss, and he takes a nap. Sometimes it goes with the rest.
Yeah, I mean, this guy flirts with everything that moves and everything that doesn't move. Hence, Charm, Attract, and Draining Kiss.
See, I like it already.
Yeah, he's basically immortal. So every time he dies, essentially, he heals himself. Sometimes he healed himself from fragments of a skull, and he grew his entire body back. But it takes him a while, so he's asleep during that time. Hence, rest.
So rest. Why did you go?
I wanted to make him fighting fairy though, but it just didn't feel right because he had so many fairy moves. But I mean, he's more of a fighter than a. Well, I mean, I suppose he could be a fighting fairy because he's a fighter and a lover.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, following my logic and from what I can tell after doing these, the moves do not make the type, and the types don't make the moves. The defense makes the type, and the attacks makes the moves. Right? Like that's how I've been thinking about it. Like their appearance and how they are, and more defense, because Gyarados doesn't know any flying moves, right? Like
actually it does. It knows bounce.
Okay, bounce, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing that can't learn aerial ace. But you know what I'm getting at though is I know don't.
There's Oricorio is the only fire type in the game that has 0 fire moves.
Oh, boo!
Barely started Oricorio, by the way.
But yeah, so I'm defending. I agree. You make the typing off of more of the feel, and that doesn't dictate what moves to use, right? So I completely agree with this, Harkness, even though I've never watched the show. Okay, we got to keep on cruising. We got Ka. This guy's great. Still flying. Great typing. Always one of my favorites. Steel Wing, Peck, Brave Bird, Payday. You're gonna have to explain Payday, but I like him so much. I would totally train a Ka.
Well, Payday was because Brave Bird was because he sacrificed himself to save the Doctor. I mean, he betrayed him and his companion, but then he felt bad about it, so he sacrificed himself. Aww. And Payday because he eats gold.
So, nice. I like it. Got anything else before I move on from Ka?
No, I think the rest of the moveset is pretty self-explanatory.
It's pretty good. Now we got our this dude, Dorium Meldovar. Meldovar.
I like this guy.
Oh, that's a V. Oh my God, this font.
This font, man.
Normal type. This dude's got a great set. Payday and assist. Keep it simple. Yeah, I like it.
Basically, he's like Jabba the Hutt, but a good guy sometimes.
Yeah, I dig him.
He's got lots of money. He never met a single problem he couldn't solve without throwing money at it. And assist because he helps the Doctor and his daughter on occasion because he owes the Doctor a massive debt for some reason that we never actually know what it was.
Nice. I dig him. All right. Moving on to, I think, your only ground type. Drashig.
Again, Drashig. The font.
I thought you would like the Doctor Who font.
I do, but
it's hard to read.
I mean, the font itself is good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you just need to see the picture to know who it is, so we're good.
Yeah.
Dragon Ground, not the only dragon, but the only ground. You gave him Dig, Slam, Dragon Tail, and my favorite dragon move, Dual Chop.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I literally specifically wanted these guys here because I know ground is your favorite type, and yet I wanted a ground type. That's literally the only reason they're here.
It's in my top. It's in my top 3 typing. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my number 1. Yeah, but sometimes they switch. Like your top 3. They sometimes move around, but it's normally close to number 1.
Yeah, and obviously Dig because they pop out of the ground, and Slam because it's almost a Snake exclusive move for some reason. Only Snake Pokemon learn Slam, or long Pokemon learn Slam.
Slam or Snake shaped like Dragonair learns it.
Yeah. So and Dragon Tail, Dual Chop, pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah, great. Okay, moving on to this beautiful guy.
Yeah.
Eldrad?
Eldrad must live.
Okay, so you went straight rock, which is always, you don't see it a lot. Rock Slide, Power Gem, Ancient Power, and Explosion. You have a lot of self-destructing people on this list so far.
Honestly, hindsight, I can probably take Explosion off because he doesn't actually explode. It's just a generic thing that rock Pokemon do for some reason. But yeah, Ancient Power because he's from very early in the universe. Power Gem because he pretty much does that with all the gems on his body. And Rock Slide because that's when they found the remains of his body. They blew up a dig site and they found his hand. Suppose I could have given him like a recover move. Maybe swap out Explosion for Recover.
Why not? Why not Rock Ground?
Because I mean, he's more rock than ground. I mean, he's covered in gemstones. That's his whole species. They're exclusively rocks without the ground part. They just found him buried underground. But
yeah, I know, but Geodude's just a big rock, and he's rock ground.
But he's ground type because they're always buried in the underground.
Okay, all right.
This guy doesn't. I was going to give him rock dark, but I decided not to because I knew we were going to have a lot of dark types.
A lot of dark. Yeah,
I want to minimize it.
I won't say right now if dark wins, but dark is a lot for you.
Yeah. So I wanted to minimize it as much as possible.
All right. Minimize it. All right. You cool with good old Eldrad?
Eldred must live.
All right, moving on to the ugliest freaking. I did not like working on this one. This one and another one where I ended up like blocking them with my hand. I was like, all right, just wait, hurry up. Fairies, they are very dark. Rain dance, petal dance, bleak wind storm, which I've never used before. Thank you. This is the first time. And then nature's madness, which I think I used before. Great moveset. Awesome. Just terrifying though.
Yeah,
what's up with fairies?
Yeah, apparently fairies actually exist in the Doctor Who universe, and they're so powerful that even the Doctor can't stop them. That's why they got nature's madness, bleak wind storm, because they basically have control of all the elements, like water, grass, fire, etc. Rain dance. That's how they killed Captain Jack's girlfriend. They made it pour so badly that she drowned on dry land. And petal dance. That's kind of their signature thing. Is that they reach their entire arm into your lungs through your mouth, just pull the air out of your lungs, and then just to add insult to injury, they just fill up your entire respiratory system with petals.
I was gonna say when you were like pedal dance, that's their signature move. When they reach inside your body, I'm like, that's not what a pedal dance is. And then you're like, and then fill it up with petals. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like a calling card. You know, someone was killed by fairies
because they got petals.
Lungs are full of people. In that episode, people just vomiting flower petals out of their mouths.
Ugh.
It's gruesome.
We'll get to the other one that creeped me out, and very similar. Kind of gross. I had to look these things up once I'll explain when I get to them. But now we have Fenric.
Yep, Fenric.
Right. Fenric is a ghost dark, and he's got which I had to look up to see if it was a Z move, but it isn't. Menacing Moonrise Maelstrom, which is a really long move. Soul Stealing 7-star Strike, another like these are long moves. And then Hyperspace Fury and Topsy Turvy. A lot of moves I never heard of until now. So these are all first two.
So apparently, the Norse gods are real in the Doctor Who universe, and they're all elder gods that love to play games with the puny humans of the puny creatures of the galaxy of the universe. Yeah. They're nothing but playthings to these guys, and Fenric is one that just lost to the Doctor in a game of chess, and now he's super pissed off about him, so he keeps trying to extract him to force him to play some games. Menacing Moonrise Maelstrom, because I think it's the default ghost type Z move. Soul Stealing 7-star Strike, because he snatches people from existence and forces them to play in this big playground. Hyperspace Fury, again, it's referencing the whole almighty god of the universe. Topsy Turvy, which is a signature move of Malamar, is whenever these gods get mad, they just flip the board around. Jeez. So yeah, the entire universe is nothing but a massive game board. All the different squares are galaxies, and all the pieces of the game are basically just these giant, massive, galaxy-spanning empires. And if you're wondering where the humans are, they're the little specks of dust that gather up on the pieces when you don't move them too much.
That's some terrifying stuff. I would have thought Topsy Turvy is a movie you'd give to like an alcoholic. Like there's like. Ooh.
Yeah, well, Topsy Turvy. I think I never used the move, but I think what it does is just takes
flips
all
the board
the
over.
changes that happen and just flips them around.
Okay.
I think that's what it does.
Now we got an all-powerful penguin.
Frobisher.
Frobisher.
I love Frobisher.
Frobisher. Normal type, which is respectable. You could have. I'm surprised that he didn't get water or flying, but we'll get to that. Peck, Transform, and Foresight. Before you talk, you gave a lot of Pokemon moves and Transform, which I've never seen before because Transform steals all of their moves. So it just like broke my mind. Like, yeah, but then you still have these. Then you'll have 6 moves. Like, you did it a couple times, and I know I've done it once, so I can't complain too much. Because in my horror movie one, I gave the Thing, Bite, and Transform. Yeah, but yeah, let's talk about Frobisher.
Okay, so he's a shapeshifter. He's a Whiffer drill from the planet Xenon in the 96th century. He's a shape-shifting private detective with a New Yorkan accent
I
that
love
just
him.
happens to enjoy looking like a penguin.
So
that's why
he's not a penguin, and
no,
that's why he's not flying or water, because he's
yeah,
actually just like a ditto.
yeah, he's like a ditto, but his favorite form is penguin.
I
So
respect that.
that's why I gave him Peck, and he's like I said, he's a detective. Now you're wondering why I didn't give him Detect. I actually looked it up. First of all, Foresight is normal type.
Yep.
And if you actually use it, there's the animation is literally a
Magnifying glass. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's another detective character on this list who is fighting type. So I give them Detect because Detect is fighting type.
Yeah, you nailed it. All right, let's get to some frog face you got here. Garandel? Garandel. I gotta guess if it's a G or a C because you can't tell with this font. All right,
Well,
dark type.
Pick, so make your guess.
Dark type, thief, and snatch. There you go. Recover and of course lick. Does it remind me of the Vogons from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
It does kind of.
Yeah, they're great. Big creepy frog monster.
Okay, so this guy is an audio exclusive character.
Of
Never
course.
would have figured he looked like that, but I mean, he's basically just a frogman con artist that likes to steal things. Lick because of the long tongue, because he's a frog and he uses it as a weapon sometimes. And recover because he's got this crazy Wolverine Deadpool type healing factor where he gets his head cut off once and somehow recovers by regrowing his body. It takes him years to do that, but he still does it. So recover.
And just croaks it right back on, huh? All right.
Pretty much. My favorite line that he ever said was, "Stop shooting. I'm a vegan."
No. All right, that's a good line. All right, we got to keep on cruising. We're at 30 minutes in, and we are not very far into the list. This guy is that a K or an H?
It's a hemivore.
So hemivore. It's an H. Hemivore. This guy's creepy. Not the second thing that creeped me out, but it's up there. Ghost Water, Shadow Punch, Spite, Grunge, and my favorite water move of all time, Vicious Rend. I love getting to use Vicious Rend.
Yeah,
I get
the signature move of that badly constructed fossil that Ash caught in the anime and hardly ever used.
Is that what Vicious Rend is all about?
Yeah, it's from those fossils from the newer not new anymore, but from Gen 8. Where you take two fossils and put them together clumsily.
Oh yeah, the weird misshapen dinosaur.
Dragon with the dragon tail with a fish head on the top. That's Vicious Rend. So at least now you know where that's from.
I never knew where it was from. It just said like cutting with claws or hard shell. So every like creature, the Black Lagoon creature for me gets Vicious Rend now.
It's a great sounding word.
It's great. Okay, you want to talk about this fish face before we move on?
Man. Not much need. I mean, we talked about Fenric. These are his foot soldiers. He reanimates corpses of soldiers, and because a lot of those soldiers died at sea, that's why they're covered with coral and they're decapitated. Yeah, that's where the water type Spite. Obviously, they're holding a grunge, Shadow Punch, because it's an undead creature that punches you.
Yeah. And Ghost type because they're dead. All right, and we can move on to this thing. Ice Warrior. Weird. Ice fighting for the Ice Warrior. Huh. Makes a lot of sense. Sonic Boom. Really odd moveset. Not what I thought when I heard Ice Warrior. I'm sure you'll explain it. Sonic Boom, Dragon Rage, Retaliate in Sheer Cold.
Okay, so they have these sonic weapons on their arms built in. That's where Sonic Boom. Dragon Rage because they're reptilian and they've got a very short temper. If you... so much as make anything that resembles an assault on their body, they see that as an act of war, hence Dragon Rage and Retaliate, and Sheer Cold because they can survive it and you can't. So nice.
I also like the set. Their gimmick is the set HP damage moves because Sonic Boom is set at I always does 20 and in Dragon Rage I always does 40. So
yeah, and Sheer Cold is one hit KO.
Is one hit KO. Yep, I know. I've used it before. No, it's good. It's a good move. It's like freezing till somebody burns to death. Like it's
Yeah.
it's crazy. Okay, then what do we got next? Oh, we got good old K9. I like him. Steel type, odor sleuth because dog type. I'm assuming because
Obviously.
dogs gotta. Yep. Gear up, flash cannon, and refresh, not reset. Which is
Yeah, I thought it, I'm so sorry. I thought it was called reset for some reason.
No, it was one of the typos. Hey, you already seen a mistake I make, but I was like, I have no clue what you're going for reset. But no, all right, let's talk about good old K9 here.
Yeah, gear up because obviously it's a robot, and the gears were so loud back in the 70s that they just could not put him in scenes because you couldn't hear the actors talking. You just
so
heard
loud.
the gears grinding inside. Flash cannon is the closest thing I have to a laser weapon, which is what he has.
Mm-hmm.
And refresh because related to the whole gear and not being able to be heard. And they couldn't use him on any terrain that wasn't a flat metally surface. He kept getting blown up back in the 70s, and they have to keep rebooting him and rebuilding him.
Refresh. Okay, perfect. Also, whenever I need a big laser thing, I either do flash cannon like what you did, or sometimes I do Doom Desire if it's a really powerful one. That's what I've been going.
I think I used Doom Desire, and
you might have.
It's a fairy type
right here. No, okay. I was like, maybe it's right now. Nope. We got Collar Tech.
Close enough. Collar Tech. Yeah.
Collar Tech. All right. We got Fighting Steel, Metal Burst, Flash Cannon, again, probably because he's got a laser cannon with him, and Protect in No Retreat.
Yeah, I think the moves are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Protect because he's protecting a small town in the Wild West.
Like
No Retreat because he refuses to back away from his mission. I mean, he's a cyborg outlaw cowboy that protects a small town called Mercy.
Yeah, explains. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's move on to this creepy thing then. So we got Candyman. not the horror movie Candyman, but somehow a much scarier Candyman. He is Steel Fairy. Awesome typing, by the way. Steel Fairy. Oof. Metal Sound, Disarming Voice, Sweet Kiss, and Screech. This thing is very nightmarish, and I would like to move on as soon as possible.
Yeah, Steel Fairy, it's an android covered in actual candy. That's not meant to look like candy. That's actual candy.
Yeah.
He's from an episode called The Happiness Patrol. And you can pretty much guess the premise. Basically, if you cause unhappiness, you get sent to this guy's workshop where he turns you into candy. And if you're wondering why he's in a hole, so that's why he's got Sweet Kiss. But if you're wondering why he's got so many sound-based moves, if you can take the card off for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering why he's got so many sound-based moves, Gilbert! Gilbert! Where are you, Gilbert? That's why.
Okay.
And he looks suspiciously.
He screams a lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's got this annoying voice,
Okay.
and thankfully the character we'll never see again because apparently he looks too similar to like a candy shop mascot, and then they sued the BBC over it.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, basically the verdict is they can never reuse him in any Doctor Who thing ever.
I'm sure everybody is devastated.
Clearly.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to this adorable good boy, Carvanista. Ah, okay. That's the damn VUs are getting me the most. Normal type, slash again, dog. So odor sleuth, Destiny Bond, and No Retreat yet again. I love this design, and I want to play him in a Star Wars role-playing game. I think he's great looking.
Yeah, he would make sense for Star Wars. So basically, the whole crux of his species, they take man's best friend to an extreme level. Basically, He's a Luparin, and every Lupari has a human counterpart on Earth. When a universe-ending disaster happens, they travel to Earth, kidnap their designated human, and protect them against the cataclysm. Hence, Destiny Bond and No Retreat, because they built this big, massive, like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie where all the spaceships came together to form a shield. Yeah. They built an entire shield around planet Earth. And
nice. Good
So,
job.
6
All right.
billion, 7 billion Lupari for 7 billion humans, more
All
or
right.
less.
With this next one, because of how big the picture was, I used a different card style. I did it a couple times. We have Kevin the T-Rex, Steel and Dragon, Metal Claw, Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Roar. I do feel like this one's extremely self-explanatory too.
Yeah,
but you can explain Kevin the T-Rex if you want.
Well, we talked about him when I had you as a guest on my show. So
sure did. Yeah.
And then plus, it saddens me that we got to skip over this incredible character, but everything about it is self-explanatory. It's an android T-Rex, a mild-mannered android T-Rex, mind you. And everything makes sense.
I'm surprised he didn't go since he's got forearms with cross chop with this guy, but it just seems.
Well, I mean, he's
perfect.
only got four arms in this picture, which is from his final comic book issue, so it didn't really make sense to me personally. But I guess you're right. Yeah, cross chop does make sense.
Well, these are just signature moves, right? So he can still get cross chop. This is just 4 of his moves. All right, now here's your lone grass type, I think. Maybe you got another. Crinoid? Crinoid.
Messes me up too, by the way.
Crinoid. He is straight up grass type, leech seed, leaf blade, symphysis, and poison sting. This guy is great.
Is this the guy that scared you?
Nope. We haven't got to him yet.
No, because when I had Marie Wilson on my show, I showed her a picture of this, and that gave her nightmares for days.
Well, she didn't see the guy who scared me yet. This guy doesn't.
Oh, I'm assuming so. But yeah, basically, these guys travel around the galaxy in little seed pods, and they infect the population of which planet they land on by sticking them from their seed pods until they eventually infect them with themselves, and the entire person that got stung, just the vegetation takes over their body, turning them into one of them. And then just basically they just go around eating all the animal life on the planet.
It's lovely.
Yeah, so that's where the seed and poison sting and obviously synthesis makes sense. And yeah, it's a pretty self-explanatory moveset.
Yep. All right, let's move on to Macra.
There is no such thing as Macra!
All right. Straight up poison. No, it's all good. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the card. So when you start with those big, I have no clue that they're coming, and I'm like, it's Macra, and you're like, bah, bah, bah. I'm like, oh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You do you, man. Let your flag fly. Be crazy. Poison type. We got poison gas, crab hammer, guillotine, vice grip. This is pincer on crack, I guess.
More like Kingler on crack.
Yeah, but he's got I guess he's got Kingler moves too, but I associate vice grip and guillotine to pincer. Am I wrong? I thought he's got those.
No, you're not wrong. It makes sense. But
but I guess crab hammer too pushes you over to crabby. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the last one I picked. This was my 59th one. This is the scraping of the bottom of the
belt. Yeah, you couldn't go without him.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that after I sent you the list, I thought of like 20 other better characters that I could have used instead of this guy.
Well, we'll save him for next. We'll save him for next time.
Yeah, that's for the 60th anniversary next year.
Oof. All right. But, anything before we move on? I don't want to rush you, but I do want to move.
No, it makes sense. But I mean, yeah, this moveset, pretty self-explanatory. They're giant crabs, and they forced humans in the future to mine gas for them to eat. So poison gas.
All right. Then we got Madame Vastra.
Hey, you nailed it!
Hey, I went with going V first instead of U. So Madame Vastra is poison fighting, always a good typing. Sword dance, poison jab, detect and sacred sword. I mean, yeah, who doesn't want this? This is good.
Yeah, and that's the one I mentioned earlier, the fighting type that they gave detect to, because in the universe, she's basically the inspiration for Sherlock Holmes in that universe.
With a sword and lizard face.
That's where Sacred Sword and Swords Dance comes in, and she's got a venomous tongue because she's a Silurian, and Silurians have venom glands in their tongues. She stings people with their tongue.
All right.
Really cool character.
Good job, Madame Vestra. Here's one with 2 pictures. We got good old Mags, and I ended up using this one, but he wanted me to show this crazy picture of her.
Yeah, now the moveset makes a whole lot more sense, doesn't
once you see this craziness. Yeah, that's all right. Good old Mags is normal dark. Is she a werewolf? Bite, scratch, hold back, and thrash.
No, you nailed it. She's a werewolf.
She is, I guess.
Yeah,
This is very werewolfian.
She's a Volponin. But the thing is, she's a werewolf, but she's a good werewolf. She doesn't want to eat people or kill people. That's why hold back. But when she turns into a werewolf, I believe she's from the second moon house, I think. So, that's why scratch, bite, and thrash. Because, and that's why normal before dark, because she's a good werewolf. She doesn't like turning into a werewolf, but that's a part of her, so she doesn't want to remove it.
A dog Pokemon that you didn't give Odor Sleuth. All right.
She's more humanoid than dog.
I know, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, okay.
It's like a running joke in my head that anything dog type now, I'm like, oh yeah, Odor Sleuth, and anything snake-ish, I'm like, oh, better add Glare, because you brought my attention to not Pokemon typing, but like Pokemon, whatever you want to say, like orders of dog, cats, whatever, have kind of their own individual moves that they all have. And I never thought about that.
And I don't remember if he talked about it, but Assist is pretty much a cat exclusive move.
Yep, you told me that too. Assist is a very cat exclusive. Now, this thing doesn't even look like it's living. The Mechanoid, Steel type, Flamethrower, Rapid Spin, and Vice Grip. I was curious why you didn't add Gyro Ball, because it's a Gyro Ball.
Yeah, that's definitely a hindsight thing where I looked at it later and I was like, shit, Gyro Ball, it makes sense.
Perfect.
They spin around and they're orb shaped. Like, how did I mess that up? But
I was looking at it like, wow, no Gyro Ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So these look a lot like Mr.
They spin around. You see those two things? Yeah. There's that in the middle. There's this black line between these two silver. Those are basically arms that they used and grabbed Daleks, and they prevented them from moving. And that circle thing in the middle thing, that's where they fire flamethrowers.
All right.
And you know why you got their name right? Because you didn't use the font.
I forgot the font. All right.
No,
good.
it works well. It works because you got the name right.
You got to do it at least once. Hey, you got another grass type. Good old Meglos. This guy has won all Bloody Knuckles contests. He's got really nasty hands. Grass type. He's also a transform owner, and he's got Pin Missile and Needle Arm. I don't think Pin Missile or Needle Arm need to be explained, but you can explain transform if you want.
Yeah, so he's a Zolfathurian, which means he's a shapeshifter, but he needs a host body in order to transform. So they literally just kidnap some random human. They fuse with him. He fuses with him to take his body, and then he needs the Doctor's imprint to transform into the Doctor.
So this is a Doctor he's transformed into here,
it's
right?
The fourth Doctor with the scarf.
Yeah, with the scarf that everyone likes.
Yeah.
See, I even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm smart. This good thing, Menoptra. Good old Menoptra.
It's from Hymenoptera, the classification with that bees and termites belong to.
Yeah, duh. Everyone knows that. Bug and flying. We got fly, attack order, which is so cool. I love attack order, and sky attack and splash. You had to give somebody splash. You couldn't have made it through the list.
Yeah, because of the joke. I mean, they spend a lot of time situated up in the moons of their planet, planning and coordinating their attack. Hence, sky attack and attack order. And fly, because they fly and kick people. And they built this this little weapon that was like, this is gonna win us the war. This is gonna win. This is gonna kill everyone. And then they show up. They use the weapon, and it doesn't work. So splash.
Perfect. All right, let's get into Mr. Dread. You gave me two spellings on this one. I had to Google it to see which one the Doctor Who Wikipedia gave me, which was this. Yeah, you gave me the Judge Dredd spelling in one of the things, and then Mr. Dredd on the other.
I'm sorry.
Dredd. No, it's cool. I mean, that happened a couple times actually, but the other one was Trickster. You gave me two spellings for Trickster, so I had to see which one it was. But yeah, this guy's great. You got another. There's so many cyborgs. So also one of the only electric. I think this is your only electric type. A couple of them had electric moves. This is electric type. So you got steel electric, lock on, flash cannon, zap cannon, and discharge. Really solid, Magmanite typing in moves here. Yeah.
So basically, did you know that the Men in Black are real in the Doctor Who universe?
Oh, I did not know.
Because of course they are. Except they're not called the Men in Black. They're just called the Alliance of Shades. And they're not cyborgs. They're straight up robots that look human.
Okay.
And, flash cannon, zap cannon, discharge pretty much makes sense. Lock on, which is a funny joke because two of them died when a character just moved out of the way when both of them shot each other and destroyed each other. But yeah, Mr. Dredd is the leader, and he's also got his his underlings, Mr. Pain, Mr. Terror, and Mr. Apprehension, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I like him. I like that he, on paper, looks like a Magmanite, and then you look at him and you're like, that's nothing like a Magmanite. I did this fun thing where I should have said this earlier, but I saw the picture last because when I'm putting them together, I move the name over. Find it alphabetically, move the moves over, move the types over, make that card, and then I click, insert, and then I look down, click it. So I form, what does this thing look like in my mind before I see it? So I'm like, it was always a surprise. Like, all right, this thing steal this, and then I click it. I'm like, that's nothing like that picture. It was a fun little game, I guess.
It's a curiously Doctor Who thing of more than meets the eye. You look at a police telephone.
I thought that was a Transformers thing.
No, but seriously, they did that way before Transformers were a thing. You see a blue police telephone box.
Yeah, and it's actually
a ship that's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot with a lot of Doctor Who stuff.
All right. We got this guy, the Nimrod. It wouldn't be a name I would want to have because that just means dumb, the Nimrod.
His real name is William Alberton, so you can see why he went with Nimrod instead.
I think a name that literally means dumb person's worse than any actual name.
Well, in the Bible, it's in Hebrew it means let's rebel. It's a biblical name. That's why he chose it.
Oh, two meanings. Okay, yeah, I only knew the other one.
Of a biblical king.
My grandpa used to call me a Nimrod whenever I said something dumb and would hit me on the top of my head. Nimrod. That's what I think of when I hear Nimrod.
Everyone have their own association with it.
Yeah. All right, so he's got leech life because I'm assuming he leeches life at some point. Night Slash, Assurance, and Pursuit. So yeah, pretty basic dark move list with leech life thrown in there.
Yeah, I mean leech life mainly because he's a vampire, and Night Slash because he attacks at night and he attacks with swords. Assurance because he doesn't just shoot you and walk away. He makes sure you're dead. And Pursuit because he will chase. I mean, he's a vampire. He's immortal. He will chase you till the end of his life, which in his case is a long life.
All right, sounds good. This next guy might get sued by Ben Solo because he stole his name. We got Prince Kylo. Fire type, incinerate, overheat, and instruct. Awesome typing here. Yeah,
okay,
just a solid fire type.
This is another one where I wanted him on the list because I really wanted a fire type. And this was the best I could come up with at the time. Yeah, Prince Kylo came out before The Force Awakens, I believe. Incinerate and overheat makes sense. He's a pyrokinetic with a very short temper. And instruct because after he killed his would-be fiance, he built a clone of her and instructed her to do his bidding.
That's not creepy at all, Prince Kylo.
If it makes him sound better, she was worse than him. She ripped off his arm. She ripped out his arm.
I'm on her side with that. I'm on her side. If you get created just because somebody misses their ex-fiance, I would
No,
be
he
mad
didn't
too.
miss her. They were supposed to bring peace between two warring empires,
Okay.
and she basically sold him out. He genuinely loved her,
Okay.
and she was a conniving a bit. It's a very um, it was a very Game of Thrones style
Okay.
story. It's a cool trilogy. I'll say that.
All right.
Not a very memorable character, but a cool trilogy.
Moving on to one that you just gave one move, and it kind of makes me a little sad. We just got good old Rachel Burroughs, who is normal steel. I'm assuming a cyborg, and she just keeps on enduring. I was like, what's her story? That's sad.
I really wanted her here because she's a great character, and I mean, she looks human, but she's a synthetic.
Okay.
Basically, she's a robot that is meant to simulate a daughter because her parents couldn't have kids, but they wanted a daughter, so they bought one. And the thing is, she always endures because she lives forever because she's a robot. Yeah. There's one story where all of Earth died except her because she couldn't die. And there's another sad story, very, very sad character, tragic character, where these people just tricked her into maintaining their spaceship for 700 years.
Jeez.
She endured all of that for 700 years. Poor girl. And we'll get to that later, but she's played by Alex Kingston's daughter. Okay. Like I said, we'll get to her later.
All right. Here we got another one that I used a longer picture for. So we got Ramsey, who is Dragon. Is that correct, Ramsey? Yeah. Dragon flying, wing attack, sky drop, dragon rush, roar of time. Holy crap! That's a move.
Ramsey the Vortisaur. Basically, it's a pteranodon that flies through the space-time vortex. Okay. Hence roar of time. And I think the rest of the moveset is very self-explanatory.
Yeah, I think we can move right past that. That's awesome, though. I love these guys' designs. I think he's great. The Rastin Warrior Robot.
One of Snark's favorites.
Yeah, they're awesome. I agree with Snark. These things are great. They look like they're going to beat up all the Power Rangers. Steel type, straight up. Extreme speed, bullet punch, teleport, and lock on. These guys are like a speedsters. They're great.
Yeah, if you can take the card off for another second.
Okay. Do I got to remove one of my headphones again? Or are you going to yell again?
No, it's just in the episode where this thing shows up, the Doctor mentions it moves like lightning, and he goes, and then they cut to another screen, and then they show him land. That's what they call moves like lightning, but that's why extreme speed, and also it just does this where he just launches projectiles at you like
nice.
Hence bullet punch.
Yeah.
And teleport, obviously, for the teleport, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, lock on, because apparently they never miss unless they want to play with their food, so to speak.
Yeah, these things are great. I love them. They're a favorite of mine. Okay, let's get over the River Song. Good old River Song. Fairy type, got Attract, Sweet Kiss, Teleport, and Lock On. Very similar moveset to the one we just talked about.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's Alex Kingston.
Okay.
The actress, and she also sort of adopted Rachel Burroughs as a pseudo niece for some reason. They call her. They kept telling everybody that she's her aunt. But yeah, fairy type makes total sense if you ask me. She's a vixen, and she's a minx essentially. She tricks people. Hence, Sweet Kiss. I specifically chose Sweet Kiss because that causes confusion. And she's got a hallucinogenic lipstick. She kisses you, and then you're having hallucinations. Right. Attract because she uses her femininity as a weapon. Teleport because she acquired a vortex manipulator from Doria Maldavar. We talked about him earlier. And Lock On because she's very handy with ranged weapons.
All right. Sounds good. We'll move right on then. And we have the Salamander. Look at this creepy unibrow bastard. Dark type. Sucker Punch, Fake Out, and Sunny Day.
Yeah, just like Bonfell Punch. He's the worst kind of villain. He's a politician.
Yeah. Okay.
And the gimmick in this episode is that he looks exactly like the Doctor,
Mm-hmm.
played by Patrick Troughton also, hence the fake out, because he uses his likeness to get on board the TARDIS and then sucker punches everybody. Almost stole the TARDIS. Eventually, the real Doctor got the upper hand. And Sunny Day, because in the episode itself, he built a solar device that basically gave perpetual green energy for the whole planet, which is why he got
Okay.
elected. And the name of the episode is called "The Enemy of the World." He's seemingly a good guy, but he's seemingly a bad guy. But
He's
in reality, he's a bad guy.
He's a politician. I got it. Sea Devils. We got another water fighting type, Sonic Boom / dive and surf. He's got all the HMs.
Pretty much,
great.
yeah. I didn't notice that until now.
Yeah, he's an HM servant. I almost said what people normally call HM users, but HM servants.
Mule?
Yeah, Mule. There we go. Yeah, so I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory with these Sea Devils. It looks like he's holding a Sonic Boom device.
Yeah, Sonic. That's the Sonic weapon / because as seen in their most recent appearance a few months ago, they're pretty handy with a sword. Dive and surf makes sense, and it's always with the Silurians / Eocenes. The Silurians themselves were always the scientists, and the Sea Devils were always the warriors, hence the fighting type.
Yeah, everyone knew that. Yeah. Okay. I like them. I like any fish. We've already discussed this, but I kind of like fish monsters. No, we got the Shady, the Shade.
Shade. I like Shade.
The Shade. Okay. This is one where I'm like, Ghost fighting, and I put it all together, and it wasn't at all what I pictured. But yeah, Ghost fighting type with good old Shade here. Shadow Sneak, Close Combat, and Rest.
Yeah, he's a Gallifreyan Black Ops operative. They went literal with the Black Ops. He's literally he shadow tags people. He can form out of people's shadows at will. And shadow sneak because he always because it's a move that never misses. So he sneaks up behind you and attacks. Close combat because he's very good at hand-to-hand combat, and rest because as soon as he completes his mission, he just goes into hibernation until the Time Lords decide to use him again.
There we go.
But I like this character.
Yeah, I like him too. All right, you ready for another fish face?
Sure.
We got the Silurians.
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 Like
this is the classic
like
version.
The period in ancient Earth.
Oh, okay. So you said that these guys like kind of go hand in hand with the Sea Devils?
Yeah, they're the scientists and the Sea Devils are the warriors. And they're reptiles, not fish, but whatever.
All right, fishy face, fish adjacent face. Dragon type, heat wave, psychic, toxic, and outrage. Yes, that's a moveset, buddy.
Can I just say, looking at this moveset like this, that's a really great color transition there.
It's
from red all the way to dark purple.
Yeah, and also just as a moveset, it might be. I'm going to say right now, I think there's one later that I might switch him for, but this is my favorite Pokemon that I would run so far. A dragon type that can get psychic, like learns the moves psychic straight up. Heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they have toxic. You can't really see it in this picture, but they have a third eye on their forehead, which they use to cause heat waves and psychic attacks. Toxic because in one episode they made this big disease plague that infected all the humans and killed a lot of people. Stop me if you've heard that before. But outrage mainly because when they woke up millions and millions of years after
they were angry
going into hibernation, they figured out that the apes that they were using as sport and food are running the planet, and they ruined it. They were outraged.
They're a little mad about it.
Yep.
All right. Want to move on to, I think, some bugs?
Oh, I think I know. Oh, no, not the one I was thinking of.
Skithra?
Yep, Skithra. Another one that gave Marie Wilson nightmares when I had her on my show.
These guys are great, too. Still not my other one that creeped me out. Bug and Dark, Thief, Bug Bite, Bug Buzz, and Fell Stinger. These are pretty self-explanatory, and I love the two front arms are more arm-like. It's super creepy, like a human is down on his belly coming at you. Like they're great. That's a great design.
Yeah, Marie Wilson said they look like Terminator scorpions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I
and
dig that.
Thief was mainly because they steal other people's technology, and whenever their technology breaks down and they can't fix it, they just kidnap a random scientist to try and force them to fix it, even though they're from a completely different planet. And Fell Stinger because they shoot lasers from their stingers, but they have to charge it up like video game style.
Yep. All right, nice. Up next is somebody who I've seen before, and I think you got a big soft spot for this guy. Good old Strax.
Yeah, this one's for Ben. This one is for Ben.
Yeah, Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head, yeah.
Yeah. Fighting type. He's got Acid, which is such a good move. One of my favorites. Barrage, Close Combat, and Tea-Time.
Now, be real here. Did you just found out that Tea-Time is an actual move?
I absolutely did. I never knew that Tea-Time was a move until this one.
Yeah, it's the signature move of Sinistea, the new Tea-Time Pokemon, the Teapot Pokemon they introduced. And yeah, Acid, because he will melt you with acid. Barrage, because he throws all of his weapons at you. Close Combat, because he's a good hand-to-hand combat fighter. And Tea-Time, because he's a butler. After trying to kill you, he will probably make you some tea.
I like him. He's great.
With maybe some poison in it. I don't know.
Coming up next.
And actually, in this particular picture, it's like what he says is, "Do not attempt to escape, or you will be obliterated." May I take your coat?
So he's like a polite muscle guy.
Yeah, he's a polite muscle butler, but he's also a Sontaran warrior. So the instinct to kill is too strong for him most of the time. I could have obliterated him just a little.
Surprisingly, I think this next one is our first psychic type.
Is it?
I want to say, yeah, with Sutka.
Sutek the Destroyer, Last of the Osirans.
Yeah, duh. That's what I meant. Sutek the Destroyer, Last of the Osirans. That's what I was gonna say, but you interrupted me. Duh.
Sorry, my bad.
All right, you got Telekinesis, Pain Split, Calm Mind, Psy Strike. This is everything somebody wants in a psychic Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, again, Egyptian gods are real, and they're aliens called Osirans. They've got telekinesis. They can move things with their mind because that's what telekinesis does. In case you didn't know, Pain Split. He causes the Doctor so much pain without moving too much. He tells him that he can kill him in any way he chooses, whenever he wants to, and that he's basically the playthings of Sutek now. Calm Mind because the actor playing him, you'd assume would have a menacing, scary type voice. But no, he's very calm and chill, cool, almost soothing voice, which makes him even more frightening. And Psy Strike because that's Mewtwo's signature move. And basically the implication there, he's about as powerful as Mewtwo.
Yeah, he's legendary.
Yeah, he's legendary.
Possibly, yeah. Speaking of legendary, this is somebody who you gave a Z move to, and he's a big beast, shall I say? The Beast.
Yep.
Yeah, straight up, like he's fire dark, but his moves are fire all the way down. Fiery Wrath, Sacred Fire, which is Ho-Oh's signature move.
Yes!
Yeah, I know what's up. I'm good. And Inferno Overdrive and Burning Jealousy, which is another move I've never used before. And of course, I never used Inferno Overdrive either because it's a Z move.
Yeah. Now, would you believe me if I told you that this guy and the previous guy were voiced by the same person?
That's creepy.
This
guy isn't calm though. He doesn't use the calm voice.
He's the opposite of calm, which is the best contrast with the two characters that he voiced, almost 40 years apart from one another. Still alive, by the way. Gabriel Wolf, what's up? But yeah, I mean, he's the devil or the inspiration for the devil in any culture in the universe that has a devilish figure in it. And I'm pretty sure the moveset and typing makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of got that. Great. Yeah, I like him. Big old demon guy. Here's a I I'm not so sure I love the name of this next guy I got. Oh, so you got something else for the beast before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, we're into the T's now, which means you're gonna see a lot of the.
Thes. And by the way, the one that creeps me out the most is coming up because he's a the.
Oh.
Yep. But not the Black Guardian, which, by the way, I'm not so sure I love the name of White Guardian or Black Guardian, but here they come. We got the Black Guardian, another Z-Move user. Dark. He's got a crow head. He's a crow head guy. Black Hole Eclipse, Malicious Moonsault, G Max One Blow, and Max Darkness. He is packed full of Z moves.
So yeah, the White Guardian and the Black Guardian are basically the embodiments of order and chaos in the universe. Hence the Z moves. They're
crow heads.
ultra powerful deities. But yeah, the White Guardian in some depictions has a white dove on his head.
Yeah,
not in the picture I sent you, but in some depictions.
No, not in the picture you sent me. Picture you sent me, it looks like a mobster. But
kind of.
Yeah, all right. Anything else about Birdhead McGee here, or?
I'm pretty sure the type and the moveset speak for itself.
Pretty great. Like almost less like a legendary, and I think the Guardians, like also because maybe just when I hear Guardian and not big giant monsters, I think less legendary and more mythical, as in like Mew or what's his name, Darkrai, like those kind mythical Pokemon opposed to legendary Pokemon.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
That's what I'm here for. See,
you're making sense. When I don't.
We got this. Now we got the Celestial Toy Maker, who is fantastic. I'm assuming this guy's a fan favorite just because of his name and his look.
Yeah, and a lot of people are speculating that he's the character in the 60th anniversary, which is going to be played by Neil Patrick Harris. A lot of people are speculating that that's him.
What's this actor here? He looks familiar.
Well, he should. That's Michael Goff.
Oh, okay.
He was Alfred in the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Oh, yeah, of course he was. Yeah, no, I thought he was somebody different, but yeah, no, that's why he looks familiar.
If you can look past the yellow face, that's him.
Yeah. All right.
The stereotype racist.
Yeah, I was gonna try to move past yellow face because that's horrible. But yeah, fairy type, never-ending nightmare, let's snuggle forever, guardian of Alola, and Spirit Break. This guy hits freaking hard.
Yeah,
so,
he's like a precursor to the Elder Gods that I mentioned earlier. Basically, he's another one of those guys. He snatches you from wherever you are in time and space, puts you in his celestial toy room, and forces you to play games for his amusement. And when you lose, not if you lose, when you lose, he keeps you as one of his toys forever. Hence, let's snuggle forever. Never-ending nightmare is also a reference to an infamous Lost episode that called The Nightmare Fair, which almost happened but ended up getting scrapped, was novelized and then later audioized. Guardian of Alola, he's like we talked about the Black Guardian and the White Guardian, he's the Guardian of Dreams. And Spirit Break, because he does everything in his power to make you lose, like cheating in a game and stacking the game up against you and stuff like that. He doesn't like to lose. So imagine how he felt when the Doctor beat him. Just saying.
He gets a little upset. Yeah. All right, let's get to this one. We got the Flood.
Yeah, it's
This is the thing that creeped me out.
This is what creeped me out.
Yeah, I watched a video too because I was like, how is this? I thought maybe you sent me the wrong picture because I'm like, this thing doesn't look water type. And then I watched a video of him like making somebody turn into water zombie, and I was like, oh, like creeped me out.
Yeah, it's sentient water that infects people like a parasite.
This is a creepy thing. Don't act like it's not.
It is creepy, but I didn't know it was this one. That's all.
Yeah. I thought you were like that thing's this, and I was like, yeah, it's creepy. It's like a weird water zombie freaking, and he's like, it's the Uncanny Valley too with the cracked lips and the black mouth. Like it
was groundbreaking makeup at the time.
Ugh, it's gross. Water type, Water gun, hydro pump, liquidation, and rain dance. Can we please move quick?
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Sentient water infects people, and they shoot water like water guns and hydro pumps from their arms. And if you get hit by one drop, you're infected too. That's why they spray these geysers up and make it feel like rain.
Like rain dance. Yeah. All right. Lovely.
And liquidation, the move is covering yourself up with water and tackling someone. Kind of what these guys do.
Okay.
Let's get into
this next guy who is also creepy, but didn't creep me out that much.
That's what I would have scared you more.
Nah, I don't get creeped out by mummies, man. They're dead. There's something so visceral of like somebody like filling your insides or turning your insides into water. Like there's something so like really deep down hurts me with that, and also the uncanny valley of the Flood's makeup. But the Foretold just looks like any other like mummy zombie that like, you know, Elvis is gonna beat up in a Bruce Campbell movie. You know, he does look like Bubba Hotep, is what I'm getting at. So straight up ghost type, scary face, shadow sneak. This is your very typical ghost, right?
Yeah, I mean, one could argue ghost fighting because, and here's the funny bit. He's actually a soldier that died years ago in a war, and the bandages were basically supposed to heal him. He's not an actual mummy. He just looks like a mummy. From an episode called Mummy on the Orient Express. Scary face. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, he's got a scary face.
But yeah, it's also shadow sneak, because once you see him, and if he singles you out, you're the only one that can see him. But once you see him, you've got 66 seconds until he kills you. And there's no escaping it. That's why shadow sneak, because it never misses.
Because it never misses. Yeah. All right. This next one is one that I was very confused because I read the moves and the types and the name, and then it was not what I pictured because it's the ghost. And I was picturing a ghost. It ended up just being this dude.
He's a superhero who shows up like a ghost in the night.
Yeah, he's Batman. I get it.
He's Batman and Superman together.
Fighting, flying, superpower, extreme speed, flying press, sky uppercut. Great fighting moves, by the way.
Yeah, and also flying press. Flying press is a move that's both fighting and flying at the same time.
It sure is. So I love the fighting, flying move or typing, because that's that bird Pokemon. What's his name?
Alucha.
Alucha, yeah, because he's a luchador. Yeah, he's a hawk luchador. I wish he came out in gens that I play, because I'm never going to use him because he came out after Gen 5. But yeah, he's great. I like this guy's whole aesthetic. It just wasn't what I pictured when I thought the ghost. And also, this next thing isn't what I pictured when I thought of a creature, because it's just a cube. But the Grace.
To be fair, when I made this, that was the first time I actually saw a picture of these, because I only know them from audios.
All right, so it's another audio one.
A picture of this.
All right, normals type straight up. Judgment, multi-attack, hyper beam, and max strike. These things hit hard.
Yeah, wow. We talked about the Black Guardian and the White Guardian. They both answer to this thing, these pan-dimensional beings called the Grace. And imagine how powerful the Guardians are. They're nothing to this thing. They pretty much created the universe. That's why they got Judgment and multi-attack, the signature moves of Arceus and the Arceus knockoff, Sylvali, Hyper Beam, because of course, and Max Strike, because it's the default max normal move.
Yeah, other than Hyper Beam, yeah. Or do you mean Max? Yeah, Max.
Max move,
yeah, these things hit hard. Definitely a legendary one. Let's move on to something a little more creepy. We got the Great One.
Oh,
never mind.
Great One.
Two psychic types. Because Great One is Bug Psychic, a Spider Web, Psy Wave, Order Attack, or Attack Order, and Power Gem, which is Rock. Yeah,
because see those gems above her, she uses that to amplify her psychic abilities. Basically, this is what happens when a spider gets hit with psychic radiation from irradiated crystals.
Oh.
They grow big and they get these psychic abilities, and they're able to control people's minds.
I always wondered what would happen if a spider got hit with
Now,
irradiated crystals.
some people would argue that they should have an electric type move, but the Great One, all praise to the Great One, never actually used one of her lightning things in the episode. It was only the underlings that used that.
All right.
Yeah, all praise to the Great One. Let's move on.
We'll move on to a great example of how amazing the special effects are on the show. I love it so much. The Mara.
The 80s.
Yeah, the 80s were great.
They remade that episode with improved effects. Not good effects, but improved effects.
Psychic Dark, Dragon Dance, Glare, because he's a snake Pokemon, Hypnosis, and Nightmare.
Yeah, it's a psychic, another elder god of the universe creature, snake thing that just invades your mind and forces you to have nightmares about some weirdly posh dressed white guy with weird white makeup on his face. They have Dragon Dance because the second episode we see this creature is called Snake Dance, so I thought it'd make more sense.
Yep.
And Hypnosis, it makes you fall asleep and gives you nightmares.
All right, yeah, great. The Mara. Okay. Amazing effects. And then we got this creepy creeper. The Trickster, Dark Fairy, Embargo, Obstruct, Crafty Shield, and Fairy Lock.
This guy loves chaos, and in order to ensure the most chaos in the universe, he finds someone that has the potential to do a lot of good and just removes them from history. Hence, these weird moves called like Embargo and Obstruct. Fairy Lock because he locks you in a place where you can't escape unless you find a way to... He's basically like the devil. He offers you a deal. If you take it, he changes all of history around you, and the only way to defeat him is to go back on your deal. And it's a Crafty Shield also.
All right. Makes sense. Really creepy guy. Really tricky and creepy guy. All right, we had the Black Guardian. Let's do the White Guardian.
Yeah, the White Guardian is basically the embodiment of order as opposed to chaos in the universe.
Nice. Fairy type moves Geomancy, Light of Ruin, G-Max Smite, and Max Starfall.
Yeah, Geomancy, I believe, is Xerneas' signature move. I think Light of Ruin might be the signature move of Eternal Floette, a Pokemon that was made and never used. And the default max move in G-Max Starfall, and I believe G-Max Smite might be Hatterene's G-Max move.
Of course, yeah. I even know what all that means.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. I guess you don't have to say too much because you've already kind of explained them when you talked about the Black Guardian and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and this is just one of the forms he likes to pick.
I like it. He also looks like he's about to tell Neo that it's not worth your time. He looks like the Matrix dude who's like in the room of TVs. But all right. Good old Tim Shaw.
Tim Shaw.
Yeah. Ice Dark. We got Ice Burn, Crunch, Electro Ball, and Cosmic Power. Now this guy's got a moveset.
Yeah, Ice Burn, the signature move of Black Kyurem. Crunch, because if you look closely, all those white things on his face, they're teeth.
Whoa.
He's like the Doctor Who version of the Predator. He hunts people. He goes into a planet to hunt a specific person. And whenever he kills someone, not necessarily the one he was sent to hunt, but whenever he kills someone, takes one of their teeth out and grafts it onto his face. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah, it's
Electro Ball, he used this weird ball of electricity to help hunt down the guy that he was after. And Cosmic Power, because eventually he landed on this planet full of godlike universe makers, universe builders, and somehow convinced them that he's their deity. I don't know how that happened, but he gained Cosmic Power as a result. So good for him.
Go. Yeah, good on you.
Tim Shaw.
Moving on up there, Timmy Shaw. All right. Now here's a kind of sad one here. The Weeping Angel. Rock type, extreme speed, and mind reader. It just looks sad because her name's Weeping Angel and covering her face.
Yeah. Don't let that fool you. They're faster than you can believe.
What do you say? They're extremely fast?
Yeah, they only look like stone when you're looking at them. When you're not looking at them,
then they attack you quickly.
They attack you, and technically they can reform out of anything. Anything that takes the form of an angel becomes itself an angel and can actually move and attack you, including this image that you're having on the screen right now. So it can come out of your monitor and kill you. And also mind reader, because apparently they can read minds.
There you go. Stop that right now.
And then they're called the Weeping Angels because they cover their eyes to make sure they don't look at each other by accident. Hence the Weeping Angel motif.
Okay, makes sense. We got the guy who has a bunch of moves. Zagreus?
Zagreus sits inside your head. Zagreus lives among the dead. Zagreus sees you in your bed and eats you when you're sleeping.
Are you just trying to summon him right now, or? Okay. Psychic Dark, Dark Void, Dream Eater, Nightshade, a Roar of Time, another Roar of Time, Heart Stamp, and Perish Song. These are all scary moves. Not one move there is weak.
Yeah, Zagreus, at the end of days, Zagreus lies all other ways. Zagreus comes when time's a maze, and all of history is weeping. Zagreus taking time apart. Zagreus fears the hero heart. Zagreus seeks the final part. The hero's heart, the reward he is reaping. Zagreus sings when all is lost. Zagreus takes all those he's crossed. Zagreus wins in all its cost. The hero's hearts he's keeping. Zagreus seeks the hero's ship. Zagreus needs the web to rip. Zagreus stops time at a drip, and life aside he's sweeping. Zagreus waits at the end of the world, for Zagreus is the end of the world. His time is the end of time. His moment time's undoing. I think, that pretty much explains why Darkrai's signature move puts everyone to sleep.
Yeah.
Dream Eater, he eats you when you're sleeping. Perish Song, sings when all is lost. Heart Stamp.
I got it all. I don't think you get to read out that big long of a monologue and still explain them. You had to choose one.
Yeah, and also 6 moves because of the Ash Snorlax thing, and also 6 verses in the lullaby. It works perfectly for both ends.
Perfect. Okay, we got last but not least. We got the last guy here. We've made it. Yeah. We have Zygon. Zygon? Is that a G? Zygon?
Zygon. It's weird that we went from Zagreus to this thing.
To good old Zygon. Poison, normal. He's another transform, and then Poison Fang and Charge Beam. It's cool that we saved the best for almost last, right? But then you got Zygon. Yeah. What do you want to say about him before we get out of here?
Yeah, Zygons are also shapeshifters, hence transform. They've got venom sacs underneath their tongue. They get to the end. For some reason, in that one Capaldi 2-parter, they just have electric powers now, and they're turning people into living, or rather dead, dryer lint that's electrified somehow.
Of course.
It's weird. It's weird when you take an old character that's been around for almost 50 years
and then give them a new power.
Add a random new power to them that doesn't make much sense.
Great. You want to see the number breakdown? We're done.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's watch it. Check it out. So we got 10 normal.
I love the new layout, by the way.
I did it just for you. 4 water, 2 grass, 1 electric, 2 ice, 9 fighting, 4 poison, 1 ground, 4 flying, 4 psychic, 3 bug, 2 rock, 4 ghost, 17 dark.
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't in that one, dark 1, and then dragon 4. Steel is the highest steel I've ever had, but still only 11, and 7 fairies. So dark, steel, dark got number 1, steel got number 2. And then I'd say normal, fighting, and then fairy.
I knew dark was going to be number 1. I didn't figure it would be that big. And also, I'm surprised at how many normals were on there.
Yeah, 10 normals. Absolutely. And I thought when I did them, when I made the list, that I thought 17, like I thought Steel was gonna win, and then when I started like marking them down, I'm like, no, Dark got this.
Yeah, and this is after I tried to minimize the number of Dark.
Guess what? Every list, Dark is all over. Whenever you try to make one of these, Dark is everywhere. Like wow. Dark is probably my number one and most. So I don't have a chart for this, so I did this one instead. I have realized in my analytics that people don't care about the number breakdown, so I've memorized it to just one page. But there you go. It took an hour and a half. Let's get out of here. Thanks for doing all this work, 50. You are awesome. And it took, I'm sure it took you a long time. It took me a very long time to make these cards even. So, like, I'm glad we got to split the load because 59 is a lot. So,
you're telling me.
Yeah. You got anything you want to say before we get out of here? Besides happy 59th?
We're not doing the password anymore?
No, I'm not doing the password anymore.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to do another Pokemon type one for a long time, and it was just for the Pokemon type ones. And I didn't even go back and look at what I did for the password last time, so I kind of dropping the ball on that. But thanks for bringing it up.
Because I had a really good one planned out, and I even had a backup password if you didn't like that one.
If you want to do it, you can. Sure. What do you got for password?
The password is the Doctor's nickname from the Academy days. Theta Sigma.
Okay. What's your backup?
Yeah, the backup. I knew you were not going to like that one. So
well, it's hard to sneak Theta Sigma into a chat.
Yeah, that's why I came up with a backup one, which is River Song's signature line. Hello, sweetie.
All right. If you guys throw in hello, sweetie, I promise, and I do promise, that the next video that I film after this one comes up, I will, next one that is either Pokemon typing or maybe something different, that isn't a live one. The next one I actually film, I'll give you guys a shout out. If you hide, what does it say? Hello, sweetie? What'd you say?
Yeah, hello, sweetie.
Hello, sweetie, somewhere in there. But, all right, now let's get out of here. It's a lot longer video than I assumed it was going to be long, but it was pretty long. And let's get out. So thank you guys for watching, and for all you Doctor Who fans, click like, tell me which monster was your favorite, all that good stuff. And yeah, happy 59th anniversary. I thought it was 60th, 59th. And yeah, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, and if you want to watch more Doctor Who stuff, by the time this comes out, hopefully this doesn't fall through. Hopefully, I am planning to do another thing on the Northern Entertainment Group YouTube channel, a Doctor Who trivia match with my good buddy and longtime Doctor Who nemesis, Raiko, also known as Canada Rocks, and also just the greatest show in the galaxy every Monday on that channel as well. I talk about everything Doctor Who related, and I'm also on my own YouTube channel. I have weekly reviews of every single Doctor Who episode from 1963 all the way up to 2022. And I'm also on Northern Countdown on Northern Entertainment Group with Soda and Ben, our two good buddies, friends of this channel.
All right. And I'm here. Okay, guys, you have a good one. What's a good send-off for Doctor Who?
Allons-y!
There we go.